Live coverage of tonight's race presented by the Asphalt Racing Network. In partnership with Decals, Paint, and Photo Shops for all of your iRacing paint needs. That is going to be your one-stop shop. And of course, Young Headed Collectibles for all your new and vintage diecast. Be sure to follow us on Whatnot. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight there will be domination on the track, but from who is going to be the question. We are here for another week back at the American Stock Car Racing League as they officially hit the final four round. Looking here today, we are at Daytona International Speedway, 2.48 miles, 60 miles per hour in pits. Of course, air temps are looking at a clean 81 degrees, and track temps actually haven't differed that much off as well. We have the track sitting here at about 84 degrees right now. You're seeing slight wind. Not much difference from what we've seen here previous weeks. Is a little bit of a difference, though. Of course, you know, looking at it here, they don't have 7 sets of tires. They technically have an unlimited set of tires. We'll go ahead and get that changed. I believe 1 fast repair for the drivers. 100% fuel in the tanks. And as always in the booth, it is your man in the sky, Tyler Jones, back for another week here for the American Stock Car Racing League. Of course, like we said, we are now in the final four. Qualifying has officially started for some drivers. Chase Greer on the track right now. Notice how we got a lot more going on here tonight. We're going to keep the gold theme rolling as it is the final four round. Only 4 drivers are going to have the opportunity to take it on home here today. Those Champ 5 drivers are all here today. The 33 of Ball sitting in the lead on points. Then, of course, the 17 of Gibson, the 21 of Holloway, and the 88 of Picklesimmer are all kind of tied right now. Looking on to the next round. Here you can see your playoffs bracket right now. Josh Ball technically has a 5-point lead, but there is no confirmed champ right now. We have 2 weeks to decide that fate. Looking at your bracket racing, you saw Kilday versus Guerrero last week. Kilday did not perform, so he was not able to perform. Then Rodman against Schroem. Rodman did defend another bracket for the 3rd bracket in a row, 3 weeks in a row for Rodman. He now advances. It is Guerrero versus Rodman for the best of the rest, for the rest of season number 1. Of course, the American Stock Car Racing League Championship Night Special. 4 drivers, only 1 trophy. After months of racing, penalties, controversy, heartbreak, and survival, the American Stock Car Racing League Season 1 Championship comes down to only 4 names. Of course, like we said, Josh Ball, Daniel Holloway, Dalton Gibson, and Dylan Picklesimmer. Of course, tonight, points matter. Stage points matter. Regular season dominance no longer in the forecast, nor does it matter anymore. The highest finishing championship 4 driver leaves as the inaugural American Stock Car Racing League champion. Josh Ball right now is the favorite. He is going to be the man to beat. He has 2 wins for his season resume. He is a playoff race winner. Locked himself into the championship 4. And of course, the playoff points leader entering the final round. Nobody has generated more headlines than Ball this season, notably off of last week as well, as we saw that man drive his car off a Steam Deck and still managed to put points up on the board. Of course, nobody has also generated more controversy than Ball. And nobody has generated more results when the pressure has been the highest. The playoff run for the 33 of Ball has changed everything. He wasn't viewed as a championship favorite entering the postseason, but now everyone is now chasing him. What really makes that 33 dangerous is the fact when the stakes get bigger, Ball seems to get faster. He still has to worry about possible setbacks here tonight. There is a big target on his back. Every driver knows where he is. Every driver remembers the playoff battles to get to this point in time. Tonight, he is not only racing with all eyes on him from the TVs, the laptops, and the phones, but he's also racing with all eyes in the entire garage watching as well. Can he complete the story and make one hell of a comeback season happen with these next 2 weeks? Of course, Dylan Picklesimmer, the ultimate wild card, Season 2 resume with 2 wins. He's the series leader in stage wins, one of the most aggressive racers in the field, survived every playoff challenge so far, and has advanced himself into the Final Four. Nobody in the Championship 4 has a higher ceiling, and nobody has a lower floor either. When Picklesimmer is at his best, he is untouchable, almost unbeatable. But unfortunately, when things go wrong, they tend to go wrong very quickly for that 88 on the track. He arrives tonight here in Daytona with a lot of momentum moving forward. His dangerous, most critical trait about him is his raw speed. The only thing that can hold him back tonight is aggression. Of course, sometimes the same things that make him great can also hurt him as well. He's the fastest path to glory or possible disaster. Then, of course, don't forget about the man himself, the regular season champ, Daniel Holloway. 3 wins, regular season title under the belt, the most top 5s and the most consistent driver all season. He dominated the first 10 races. For most of the year, he felt very invincible. Seemed like no one was going to be able to stop him, and it proved wrong. Vicente Guerrero was the first person that was able to knock Holloway off that high horse. Bounty was claimed, and we started seeing troubles here and there every week. He is the benchmark that everybody wants to make. The driver everyone is trying to catch. But then the playoffs started happening. Penalties, bad luck, close calls. But yet somehow Holloway has managed to still be here. Of course, nobody manages his race better than Holloway. Nor does anybody notably understand the long game better, as we have seen Holloway manage here before. Of course, the only thing could stop him is that championship favorite label. That's a lot to have to carry on your back through each week. That is something that kind of does take a toll on you mentally, and it's a lot to have to keep up with on a weekly basis as well. You're not wanting to let your fans down or what is expected of you to happen. Of course, he's carried expectations all season. But tonight is the final test. The final testimony for Holloway. 2 races away from finishing a historic first season here for the American Stock Car Racing League. And of course, last but not least, Dalton Gibson, the silent assassin, consistent all season, multiple top 5s, advanced through every playoff round, never eliminated despite being overlooked every week. Nobody talks about Gibson. There's no buzz around his name. And that's exactly why he's dangerous. While the spotlight has bounced between Ball and Holloway this entire playoff run, Gibson has simply kept advancing. He's had no drama, no controversy, no headlines, just pure, raw horsepower and speed. Of course, his consistency is what makes him the most dangerous. If the favorites make one mistake, Gibson will be there to prevail off of that mistake. Of course, the only things that can stop him is he lacks the signature championship moment so far at this point in time in the season. Tonight could change that forever. The driver that hardly anyone saw coming can make a big comeback here tonight. Now, of course, drivers getting ready to go. Pace car out on the field now, in pits, while we get ready to go green. We're slacking a little bit, because if you guys are here for ARN Weekly, you know what should be playing right now. The first time for a championship run. What's up, Critical? We have the bells tolling in the background as the drivers are getting ready. Moments away. Looking at your grid as they are ready to go here now. We are going to have in row 1, Vicente Guerrero taking the pole with Adam Kilday in 2. Row 2 is going to be Alan Hess and Dalton Gibson. Row 3, Adam Schroem and Daniel Holloway. In row 4 is going to be Dwayne Corbett and Christian Rhodes. Row 5, Joshua Riddle and Corey Rainey. Row 6, Tyler Hurt and Matthew Wilson. Row 7, Sam Taylor and Russ Hancock. In row 8, Chase Greer, Daniel Half. In row 9, we're going to have Josh Ball and Kevin Leash. Row 10, for your top 20, Tyler Green and Dylan Picklesimmer. In row 11, Matt Banky, Yates, Poston, Eric Rodeman. I think everybody is ready to get it started here tonight. Pacing around tonight, they're going to have 40 full laps of fuel as there was a little screw up. So not much pitting as we're normally used to seeing. Of course, still going to get that stage break at lap 50. That will not change. What's going to change is the pace car being in now. Green flag out on the flag man. Green flag now out now. First time here tonight. So far, so good as lap 1 now completed, on to lap number 2. Of course, Kilday in the lead, Guerrero in second, Hess in third, Schromm in fourth. Dalton Gibson in the 5 spot right now, early on here for the race. A lot can still change for these drivers. New fastest lap by Guerrero, as there's going to be a wreck in the back, mid-pack. 0-1 of Matthew Wilson. Banky, black flag that time. 2 meatball flags out to Josh Ball and Tyler Green. We're going to go back and see what happened here. 0-1 cuts down off the bumper of the 33. That gets Russ Hancock involved there. Hard hits early on racing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars involved. Just off the initial contact, you see the 0-1 go down low. He goes off track. Drivers stay up. Hancock backwards on the wall. Not what you want to see early on here, folks. Hancock with a lot of damage now to that front end. Still managing to drive it. That is a good sign for him early on here. Of course, we got all pit cams. Fortunate night for drivers. We're going to see a lot of drivers go in now. Thank you with a fake pit. A lot of drivers in. Who's going to be the first one out? Allen, Hess, Trevor Yates, then Banky as they stayed out. Guerrero, Schromm, Corbett, Hilday, Holloway, Riddle, and Rhodes will finish out your top 10 after the first caution is out now. Don't think we expected a caution this early, folks. That is racing. It is going to happen. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. Drivers don't like it, of course, especially if you're fighting for a championship. Thankfully, Holloway was able to stay in front of all of that at that point in time. Josh Ball in 15th right now. Gibson in 19th. Holloway in 7th. Highest driver. Technically out of our top 4. No, it says top 5, but out of our top 4 drivers right now. And then, of course, you got Pickle Simmer sitting there in 4th. 16th place right now. Of course, remember, ladies and gentlemen, We have unlimited sets of tires. 1 fast repair, 3 green white checkers, 100% fuel here tonight. Weather on the track still looking pretty good. 81 miles an hour. What am I talking about? 81 degrees. 84 on the track temp right now. Barely any wind. So it's looking pretty good here tonight. Of course, we will be back green this time as the pace truck lights are off. After what we expected to be a long green flag run to start, a little bit of a hiccup there. 4-car wreck just before the 5th lap mark. Still got 45 laps to go here before we get a stage break at lap 50 like they always do. Now, of course, Hess and Yates will be in row 1 for this restart. Guerrero and Corbett, row 2. Kilday, Holloway, row 3. Riddle and Rhodes, row 4. And Sam Taylor and Chase Greer in row 5. Pace truck off now, this time by. Green flag's going to be back out now. .33 a ball already around in the back end. Strom into pits. Not a good situation. Caution's going to be back out now. Did not get a lap around before we had some more trouble in the back end. 87 in the 33. We're going to have to go to this green flag. .97 with a bump to the rear of the 87. That spun him around and made him hit the 3's wall for his pit box. And not a good situation there for Strom. He's going to have some front end damage. And take a look to see how Josh Ball was also affected. Ball getting spun out as well there. .24 green. Big checkup for the 97. 96 checked up. 24 not realizing when this happened. Gets the rear end of the 33. And that's what breaks Ball loose. Ball did a good job. He managed to save it. Unfortunate for Strom. He started 5th, now in 22nd position. He's the driver that's lost the most laps at this point in time. Now, of course, pits are going to be open. Almost everybody down this time. If this is your first time looking at this tower, it does not update under caution. Whoever was the leader at the point in time of the caution is where it stays. Anybody above the leader, if the leader would be in 3rd or 5th or whatever, would all be laps down either getting a wave around possibility or their laps back. As soon as we go back green, it will update for itself. So these are the positions of the drivers at the time of caution. Holloway will be in first, Matt Banky in second. You know, it's an unfortunate situation for Banky on the outside, looking in now. You know, taking a look at our brackets here, Guerrero and Rodman fighting for the best of the rest for season one. Then you also have these four, Ball, Gibson, Picklesimmer, and Holloway, fighting for the championship spot. Highest driver out of those four gets the season one championship. Now, of course, 21 Candyman going to be on the low side for this restart. It's where he's most comfortable at. You know, right now it's going to be very difficult to kind of say who's going to be able to take this win. Of course, it's early on. You want to make your picks early on. If you are here in chat, be sure to drop who you think is going to be your winner tonight. As a 24 of Tyler Green gets the lucky dog that time by. He will be back on lead lap. Personally, I feel like it's going to be Holloway. Holloway might take race one. Not saying that to jump on the Holloway bandwagon, but Holloway is a pretty good favorite. He's shown consistency. He's shown pace. He's shown determination, grit, and a lot of hell to get him to this point of where he's at now. I really feel like he has the opportunity to get it tonight. I mean, it's a tough call. You know, Gibson, not really talked about. He could be a sleeper tonight. Somebody that is going to get looked over, not really going to get called on much. But I truthfully feel like Holloway, if anything, will take this first win, giving himself a pretty good move on points here tonight. And that will make a big difference coming to next week. I mean, you know, biggest championship questions right now, like I was saying with Holloway, is can he finish the job? A dominant season means nothing without that trophy. You're going to have to fight tooth and nail to really, you know, dial it in now. Ball has a little bit of an advantage. It's not much. 5-point lead, I do believe, but still 5 points is 5 points you have to make up on top of trying to amass the total amount of points that these drivers aren't in the wheelhouse anymore. So Holloway's got a lot on his plate right now. He will start this restart this time by. We are going to be green flag again. Corey Rainey getting a black flag that time by. We already have another yellow out. Daniel Half. Trevor Yates involved in that. Half, you see him there on the left bottom side of your screen. He has a meatball as well as Trevor Yates. 32 of Half can even get it back to pits. He's just going to park the car there and retire it is what it looks like. Same with Yates. Yates has towed his car into the pits. Not a good sign early on. Ooh, 40 there on the rear bumper. Got him a little bit loose. He went up and slammed the wall. 32 of Half gets into it real bad. You can see his right front tire broken off, almost literally horizontal to the car. hanging on by probably brake lines. Gibson getting into it a little bit. I mean, car on his nose there. And of course, Gibson breaking loose while trying to save it. He goes off the track a little bit. I mean, these two took a nasty hit there. Then Tyler Green gets a little bit of front end damage after the fact. Third caution out now. Progress Tower not looking the best right now. A lot of yellow. See a little bit of green early on. Then it just goes yellow. Of course, Daniel Holloway going into pits there. He's going to cycle back out to 9th. Guerrero's going to take the lead with Leash just behind Corbett. Now in 3rd place. You can see all the manufacturers on the field. 4 out of 5, top 5 are all Chevys. Now one Ford will now go to Joshua Riddle sitting in 5th. Now, of course, Ball got to avoid all that. He's sitting in 8th right now. Can Ball complete the playoff takeover? He has been the story of the postseason so far. But is he going to be able to finish it? Remarkable season. Now trying to wrap it up with a bow. Notably, was racing off of a Steam Deck last week. I don't know how the hell he managed to do it, but he did it. Didn't wreck himself out. It was pretty clean. Of course, you saw him. If you haven't, you need to go back and look at it. Breaking the driver's wrists to turn. It was just snapping in every direction. But still, through all of it, had to show up. He knew what was at stake. He was locked in. But of course, not good enough. If he missed that race, he would have been really out of talks. Well, actually, no, he didn't even need to be at the race because he had advanced. But, you know, you don't want to let your team down. You want to be there for your team on a weekly basis. And he showed up and delivered. Now pace lights are off. We're still looking for a long run green flag. Question is, how long is it going to take us to get that long run green flag? We're only on lap 13 right now. Eating up a lot of time with these cautions. This is the 3rd one of the night so far. Green flag is going to be back out now. Guerrero having a pretty good lead right now. Still has a lot more to go. See the pack all bunched up there. Still 2 by 2 right now. A lot of time left. No need to get too aggressive early. Of course, cautions breed cautions. Kind of what we've been seeing here. Guerrero now trying to block both lines. Dwayne Corbett on the bottom. We are 3 wide, about mid-pack right now. They have decided that 3 wide probably wasn't the wisest situation right now. We haven't had a green flag run for a bit. 97 to Hurt. Got loose on the bottom. Looked like he clipped the apron and slid up just a little bit. Guerrero has not let anybody else get this lead from him. I wonder how much longer he's really going to be able to keep it up in the front of this pack right now. Doing good right now with some pack racing. Holloway is going to get the lead. We had the 9 of Sam Taylor go off track. Nine locked up his brakes and saved it. Now, unfortunately, he is all the way back in 21st. Another huge pileup. 12 of Josh Riddle, most likely out of this race. lot of meatball flags out now. You can see it on your screen. Banky with a meatball flag. Riddle. Wilson. No matter what angle you look at this wreck, it is not good. Of course, a lap 21. By the time we go back green, we'll be halfway through. It's stage number 1. Guerrero ready to take us back to green flag. Of course, we gotta wait for the pace truck to get around to the pit entrance. Make a sharp left-hand turn for these drivers to hightail it on away. Of course, Guerrero has killed a hurt ball. Gonna round out your top 5 balls. About the best driver sitting right now. Of course, we are at choose cone. Guerrero decided to take that bottom side. Of course, you can see our champ 5 there. Ball in 5th, Holloway in 7th. Mickelson, and Gibson. course, one more turn and we'll be back for green flag racing here. Hopefully drivers will keep it green. That's going to be the biggest problem right now, is we haven't had many green flag laps. We had a little bit there before that caution came out, and it was looking pretty good. Now with the green flag back out for Guerrero. On the hunt for a good run now. Kilday doing a good job to hold that second place down right now inside the car following the 85 at Kilday. See his telemetry on the left-hand side. Further back sitting in 5th position right now, Daniel Holloway. Now Guerrero still in the lead after that restart. Seems like since he's been up there, it's going to be very difficult to take him out of there. Holloway has 5 laps led. Guerrero has 14. Ball has none. Of course, a long single file pack starting to form now. Could be dangerous. Beautiful racing so far right now. Josh Ball sitting in 3rd place. Christian Rhodes just outside in 6th. Schromy 7th. Holloway now in 8th as they are 3 wide. Top line not able to get a groove run in here. I don't know what's going on. This is the first time in a few weeks we have not seen the top line have the most competitive run. Now Guerrero still holding on to the front. Single file, teammates, Ball, Kilday, 1 and 2, or 2 and 3. Behind Guerrero, who is your leader at this point in time. We've seen this multiple weeks before. This is the same strategy that had pushed the Ball into getting himself into the playoffs. It's the same strategy we watched when Guerrero took a win. The drivers are selfless when it matters the most. Of course, Ball getting the lead. We got some lap traffic up ahead. Gotta wonder how this is going to play into the factor here. 20 laps to go for stage number 1. Seems like we got all of it out of our way for stage number 2. When that time does come around. Right now, as we start lap number 31, we are going to take a short commercial break here on the Asphalt Racing Network, and we'll be back with the rest of coverage of stage number 1 as we finish the championship for first race here at Daytona.
Consumer Cellular can help people save on their cell phone bills. That's why I cut my car in half. This year, let's cut even more things to show people how much they can save. Let's cut the face off of our helmets. Let's cut the top off of our steering wheel. Let's even cut our hats.
Isn't that just a visor?
Shut up, Chris. Great. Can't wait to see what y'all come up with.
Get your second month free with Consumer Cellular.
Not much has changed right now. Holloway's currently in your lead position. And we are going to have another wreck. 33, Josh Ball is going to be involved in that one. Corvette with a meatball flag. I think 11 drivers involved. Almost the entire field involved. What some probably thought was going to be a wise idea to drive through it ended up not being a good idea at all. Tough racing for them tonight. They have not been able to keep it green for more than about 20 laps. The green flag runs we have seen haven't been much so far. And a lot of fast repairs being used here early on, which are really going to affect the pace of the race. I mean, you see the 33 right now. He's trying to limp it to pits. Doesn't really have much of an option but to limp it to pits. '88 at Picklesimmer somehow still able to drive it. Hancock officially with the meatball flag. He is in pits now. He's been in pits for a while. From that first wreck. Still not good enough for him to come back out on the field. Daniel Holloway, currently your leader at this point in time. Really difficult night early on for most of these drivers here. Should we choose cone this time by for 21 of Holloway? Holloway has a lot to go here. Having to really hone it all in. Still have Banky in pits. Oh, one of Wilson, 5 laps down. Rodham in the first one, a lap down. Yates. Ball officially out on Towers. Could be a bad mix here for Ball the first week. Now, of course, pace car is going to be in. Holloway will take us back to green flag. Guerrero on the outside right now. 10 to go in stage 1. Can we keep it green? Guerrero losing a lot of momentum on the outside. Has Green, Gibson, all going to move up. Pack really spread out now compared to what it was just a few laps ago. I feel like everybody's scared to make it too wide now due to the fact of the possibility of that 2x2 wreck. We're already going to see it though. The top side starting to gain some traction back. I don't know how much the 14 of Guerrero is going to get here to try to end a stage, but see a few drivers jump up there with him. Dalton does not know where he wants to go. Gibson was thinking about going up. Either he was thinking about moving up, or he was just trying to block that top side from getting a run. Noticed it probably wouldn't have been the best idea for himself and kind of fell back in. I think the biggest downfall right now for a lot of these drivers, they're not leaving a room here. They're used to the old gen cars, they're used to Xfinities and everything else we've ran so far this season. First time we've touched NextGen in a while. Oh my Lord, Guerrero. Another bad move. 8 laps to go. Guerrero is going to be hurt, if not blown up. And will be. I mean, literally just got pinballed. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. It seemed like everybody else was able to get around, so that is good. 88 of Pickle Simmer will now be in the lead. Pickle Simmer, the highest driver right now out of these four. Of course, we still got a lot of guys in pits. Corbett, Strom, Rhodes, Hurt, Sam Taylor, Eric Rodman. Guerrero. 17 laps led, now in pits for about 3 minutes. Matthew Wilson back on track. Mankey in pits. It's a hell of a lot of optional. Trevor Yates this time will be your lucky dog. Now Pickle Simmer is going to be in the first position for this choose this time by. Now, of course, Gibson sitting in 6th place right now. He still has time to shock everyone. Championships are often won by the driver no one really saw coming. At this point in time, that would be the 17 of Gibson. Now Pickle Simmer in the lead. Got no wonder which Pickle Simmer it is here tonight. We are about to be to about a 3 to 4 lap shootout for stage. He's going to have Holloway on the outside. Is this the race-winning Pickle Simmer on the track right now or the gambler? Risky to gamble here tonight. You have no redos. Once you screw up, your fate is really sealed. Of course, with Guerrero now down, he's still on the field. He is at the same lap as Rodman. That is your best of the rest fight right now. Those two, 96 and 14 in your screen right there. Of course, this matchup is a lot better than you might realize at home. Guerrero's practically had a Cinderella story right now. He's knocked out Daniel Half. He's defeated Tyler Green. Quietly just advancing through the bracket. Nobody expected him at this point to be here. Now he's one race away from the championship. Of course, possible underdog to champion for him here in Rodman. Kind of on his redemption tours. We're going to go back green flag this time. Rodman missed the championship playoffs. A lot thought his season was over at that point in time, but instead he became the favorite in the best of the rest bracket. Now, He is one victory away as well from salvaging a season. Question is, who is going to be the best driver outside of the playoffs? Simmer down to 7th right now, falling pretty hard. Three wide in the back there. 85, 97, 32. This is 17 and Gibson's really falling off pace here. He's going to get split through the middle. Holloway in the lead with 3 to go now. Two to go in the stage now. Tyler Green's going to get the advantage. Holloway doesn't have much draft help now. Corey Rainey sitting in 3rd. Picklesimmer back up to 2nd. What bit of green flag runs we have had here tonight have been pretty action-packed. I cannot lie about that. Now the 4 of Rainey is going to be able to take over the lead. Sitting in the middle line with 1 to go. This is where it all can go wrong. Rainey makes a little bit of a bad move there. Recovered it. Will cross the line as the stage winner. Of course, stage 1 officially in the books after 6 cautions for Rex. We are going to take a commercial break and we'll be back with the start of stage or stint number 2.
Dave in Victor Lane.
The after-jets are don't count out anybody. Who wants it the most?
We are eyes on the leader now.
What a victory this will be. Next flag is going to hit. Does he have another? Let's go! A dominant performance. They're going to say no, baby. Let's go!
You gotta earn this thing.
It is all on the table. Daytona 500.
Back from commercial. Ready to start stint number 2. Of course, we saw a lot of drivers going to pits that time. A few drivers getting a wave around. Vicente Guerrero will get a wave around. And 3 drivers. Matt Banky will get a wave around. We also have the 01 of Matthew Wilson getting a wave around. Corbett and Hurt will restart this time. Rodman is the lucky dog as well. We've already had 7 cautions before we hit this point of the race. It's been a tricky one so far. Only 8 lead changes, 21 laps done under pacing here, as we are now on lap 54 out of 100. Just a little bit over halfway. Of course, the truck should be off this time. We should be back to green flag racing. In the restart zone, off the 11, we're back green flag. Corvette and Yates with a good jump off the line. 46 left to go. Holloway not letting him run away with it too far. He's caught up pretty quick. Holloway most likely will stay in this bottom line for a bit, as I don't expect it to change at all right now. Top line's doing the snake movements. Not a good situation, because somebody's going to end up getting wrecked out from the top side. Of course, Corbett gets the lead there. Yates and Corbett back and forth right now. Drivers all over the track right now. A literal mix for disaster. Corvette gets the lead again over the 71. Yates falls down to about fourth. Holloway now on the outside. Comes to take P1 over himself. Holloway now controlling that top side. Bottom side slowly gaining momentum back up though. The Holloway is holding strong up here with Corvette now. Seems like everybody else is either A, fighting or just can't hold that line anywhere else on the track, and it's kind of hurting them a bit right now. Of course, 12 weeks ago for all of these drivers, this journey originally began with only one goal in mind. Of course, that goal was becoming the first American Stock Car champion. Of course, tonight only 4 of those drivers remain standing. Now, technically 3, as Ball is officially out for the night. Daniel Holloway, Dalton Gibson, and Picklesimmer. Of course, 4 completely different paths. 4 different stories. But now with 40 to go, only one will leave here with a championship trophy. We still have Guerrero and Rodman fighting it out. Rodman not too far behind. They are fighting a winning or losing battle for the best of the rest bragging rights. Of course, 2 races to crown a winner here. Highest finishing driver on points will get the championship come the second race. Thank you, Brandon. ASCRL Championship. The night power rankings is pretty strong. Look to be about a 5 stars for Josh Ball, 5 for Holloway, about 4 for Gibson and Picklesimmer apiece. Coming into this race, before we even hit a green flag, most likely champion was Josh Ball, and got wrecked pretty early, didn't have a fast repair anymore, and that's retired his car. Oh, that wasn't even Brandon, that was Brianna. Well, thanks, Brianna. Of course, our most deserving champion at this point in time, hello, Brianna. At this point in time is going to be Gibson, sitting in 5th right now. most dangerous sleeper. I'm sorry, I think I said that wrong. Our most deserving driver right now is Holloway, of course, who's in the lead. And of course, you know, our most explosive wild card, Billy Simmer, who's currently just sitting in 14th right now. Am I trying to change a little bit of strategy? Trying to save a little bit of gas back there. Wise idea. Daniel Half now in pits. Unless he broke loose there for a little bit. He must have broke loose because he's still on the track. Brianna, if you're the most deserving champion, I'm the most deserving of $1 million. Holloway, Green, and Yates, 1, 2, and 3. Just behind is going to be Hess, Gibson, Hurt. Rear, Corvette, the rest of the field. Kildane and Schroem finishing your top 10 right now. $35 laps to go. Everybody playing a gas strategy game right now. Oh, that's supposed to be on the tower. Looking back to pick us up compared to where Holloway's gas is. It's about the same. Guerrero is low. He pitted at lap 43. He didn't go in after that. Holloway holding on to his lead right now. The question is, how long will he be able to hold it for? We've seen some crazy stuff tonight. 24 laps in the lead so far, about to make it 25. He started in 6th. Gained 5 positions on the night to hold his lead now. See Kildane holding a little bit back in the corners there. Halfway around the track now. Looking to complete lap 69. Make it 31 to go. Holloway still pretty good threat right now in the lead. You're already seeing some drivers go to pits. Guerrero in pits. Corvette in pits. Kildane in pits as well. These top three have not moved off of each other's bumpers at all here. Been holding on to each other pretty comfortably for the rest of this race. Still early. 30 laps to go, going to 29 next time by. Still a lot that could happen. Green flag pit cycles, possible caution. I mean, we just don't know what's going to happen. Banky going to be in pits this time as well. Holloway not making any moves here, just trying to run a consistent line. You can see them kind of pulling away from the second or fourth place sitter right now. There is some gap there between Hess and Yates. Hess going to close down that gap pretty quick. Rear giving him a bump from behind is going to help that. We are now going to have lap traffic just in front of the 21 Holloway. Probably a wise idea, Briano. Top three losing no momentum here with 27 laps to go, excuse me, they are losing Hess. Line kind of faltering off behind fourth place. Stage 2 gave us some pretty good green flag runs. We've been green since the start, give or take. Don't know if the 71 was loose or he was breaking draft to try to let the cars catch up behind, but three of Hess now back in it. .25 to go here. Holloway's still been pretty good. Only thing that's not good is he's been leading a lot of laps. That's going to make a difference on his gas here. Of course, most likely when he goes into pits, everybody else will follow. Maybe. I say maybe. Of course, we are now near the 20 laps to go mark. We're going to shoot to one more commercial break of the night so we can get you a ad-free finish here. For our Twitch premium subscribers, we will be in picture-in-picture. Ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere. We will be back with more action here for the American Stock Car Racing League Daytona race for the round of 4 in just a few minutes.
Did you know Toyota has 3 NASCAR Cup teams? We got Team 2311, owned by this guy, and 3-time Daytona winner Denny Hamlin. But Denny Hamlin races for another team, Joe Gibbs Racing. Yeah, Super Bowl winning head coach Joe Gibbs. And they both share the track with Legacy Motor Club, co-owned by 7-time Cup champ Jimmy Johnson. 3 epic teams, 4 legendary owners, all going after 1 cup. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Hendrick.
Summer is here and you've got places to go.
She's headed to a golf tournament.
This one's headed to the beach.
And he's headed to a music festival.
And they know every good road trip starts right here.
At Hendrick Automotive Group.
We'll check your battery, tire pressure, top off your fluids,
Check your cooling system.
And do a multi-point inspection.
extending the life of your vehicle.
And keeping you safe
Anywhere you want to go.
For free.
Just make sure you're road ready. All good road trips start here.
Book your road ready appointment today at hendrickcars.com.
Last year, Ram killed the Hemi V8, and people had opinions. The same people that killed the Hemi sent me out here with these comments. That's not happening. We own it, we got it wrong, and we're fixing it. You hear that? That's our Hemi, and it's saying, I'm back.
Did he say what I think he said? That thing's got a Hemi!
Hell yeah, it does. You want more? Buckle up. Ram's coming back to NASCAR. Let's go. We're back in America's motorsport. The Hemi's back, and we ain't going anywhere.
Coming back off commercial break, we have less than 20 to go now. You have been hanging out with us all night. We appreciate you. Under caution now. Of course, ARN in the booth for another one here tonight. Seems like Daniel Half was involved in that wreck. We're going to go back and see exactly what happened with Half. Ooh, that's not a good look right there. Jesus, he drifted almost the entire corner. Contact with the 77 put him on the apron. Spun around. Left front damage. A bit of a bunny hop there too in the grass. Half felt the damage was bad enough where he was just going to tow the car back to pits. We are on lap 83 now. TJ with the new emoji. It's funny. Lap 83 right now, 8th caution of the night. After the longest green flag run we have seen here so far tonight. Now Holloway is going to be in. Allen Hess decided to stay out. Last pitting at lap 42, as well as Leash, Rainey, and Rodman. Everybody else behind them pitted at lap 80. Well, not everybody. Tyler Green, Greer, and Rhodes all pitted at lap 80. You still got some guys off from lap 69. That'll be Corbett, Guerrero, Gilday, Schrom. Tyler Hurd in at 12th and lap 80. You got some guys taking fresh tires and a full tank of gas now in pits. Thinking that's going to help them with the rest of this race. It might. It could. Of course, Daytona, the super speedway, isn't really known for bad tire where you can manage your tires here for an entire stage and really not have to worry about the fall off too bad. But some people are a little bit more comfortable with them. Of course, track temps still at 82. Pretty comfortable. They haven't been past the 85 range. Maybe 83 even. Wind's picked up just a little bit, but it's not so bad for these drivers to continue the race. Now Hess and Leash will be in row 1. Rainey and Rodman in row 2. Guerrero back in 8th place. He is fighting Rodman for the best of the rest bracket right now. Fortunately, Ball losing a lot of momentum here tonight as he was out earlier in stint number 1. Pace lights off. We will be back green flag this time with the rest of the race here. Lap 86 out of 100. pace car is going to be off this time. Possibly one of the last times tonight. As we will have Alan Hess take us back to green flag in the restart zone. $15 more laps to go. Hess having to put a block on there. 96 of Rodman. Marching his way up on the outside. Rear pushing behind. Rodman gets the lead. Hess gonna fall down with no push or momentum from that outside. Or the inside, excuse me. Now Guerrero puts himself back in the picture, starting in 8th place. Current leader is who he's fighting for the championship spot on the best of the rest bracket. 15 to go. He's sitting on the high side. Corbett a little wiggly up there. Guerrero officially gets the lead position. 14 laps to go. Rodman now falls all the way down to 9th. He's going to have to make something back up pretty quickly if he wants to do something here. Guerrero out in the lead. Corbett in 2nd. Kilday in 3rd. Schromm in 4th. Holloway now in 5th. The opportunity now. We're going here on the season. 11 laps to go as they cross the line. Everybody behind him is all over the track. We've got 3 wides. We've got 2x2. We've got single cars. You name it, it's probably happening in that pack right now. Stress, anxiety. The possibility of failure for some drivers. Guerrero fighting for that spot. Holloway takes the lead on the bottom side for the win. We have 11 laps to go. This time cross the line. Now we're going to have a huge wreck. Kilday, Picklesimmer, Leash, Rodman, Rhodes. See, the 11 got into it with the 14. 14 went down accidentally. Spun out the 35. Took the 96 off to the inside. And kind of went downhill for there. Green with a huge hit to the outside wall. 96 in like 4 different accidents there. It's going to be a lot of drivers down and out for the count. Holloway stays out as he just pitted not too long ago, so he is fresh. Tyler Hurt will be behind him. Guerrero in third. Greer in fourth.
Jerome running out your top 5 right now.
Now the question is, who really takes away this race now? Holloway and Hurt going to be in row 1 here. Pace lights off. Going back to green flag racing this time by. Ninth caution of the night, lap 93. When they cross the line, it'll be 94. About a 7-lap shootout now. Pace car going to be off now. Possibly the last restart of the night. Holloway with a good lead now. 97 and Tyler Hurt coming close. Hurt actually gets the lead that time by. Holloway waiting for the momentum from that top line. This is where aggression comes out the worst. And another wreck. Matthew Wilson with another meatball flag. I would say Schromm and Wilson. I got the worst of that there. Now, the way this is going, there's going to be a 2-lap shootout by the time we get back green. Hurt and Holloway are going to start row 1 again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far, we appreciate you hanging around with us all night long. Not the only day you can find us here. Of course, Mondays for the American Stock Car Racing League. Thursdays right now for Ride Time Truck Series, as Wednesday Arcos is officially completed. The NARIS Truck Series on Fridays, and of course the Cup Series on Saturdays, and now we have here on Sundays, ARN After Dark for the No BS Racing League. So be sure to stop by on Sunday nights about 9 o'clock for non-PG racing. Or non-PG broadcasting, shall I say. More of a fun league, more relaxed style. Kenny is the man honing No BS in the booth. You don't have to go nowhere else because you can find it right here. Now, of course, we're going to go to choose cone this time. Juice going this time by the line. 97 with Hurt. Going to take the low side, putting Gibson back up to the top side. Now here's the big question. I'm sorry, not Gibson, Holloway. If Holloway can clear Hurt, does he go down low? This is going to be a very stressful restart. Now we will go back green for the 10th time today. Down to the wire now. Not much time to make mistakes. Green. Flag out now. We got 4 to go. 3 past the line. If the leader makes it to the white flag, of course, no more cautions can dictate the finish of this race. Tyler Hurt Guerrero out to a good lead. Gibson now having to now fight his own teammate as it all matters. Gibson a little loose there on the bottom. Corey Rainey gets shuffled out to the high side. Holloway all the way down in 8th now on the bottom side. Gibson went back up. There's a caution in the rear of the field. 96 Rodman. We're in overtime. Meatball flag for Rodman. Devastating crash for Rodman. He's still able to drive the car. After a direct no shot to the wall, I thought it would have been a wrap for him. Now, of course, pits are open for a few drivers that are going to go down. Matt Banky with the lucky dog, passing the leaders now. Austin, I believe, been out way early tonight. 86 laps down, of course. Half and Green out as well. Banky's still 4 laps down right now. Riddle out. Ball out earlier in the night. Rodman still in pits. With him being in pits now, he's going to go a lap down. At a pivotal point, this definitely can give Guerrero the bracket win. Now, of course, pace lights are off. We are going to be back green this time. Gibson, the highest driver right now. Holloway in 7th. Picklesimmer still sitting back there in 8th. This is where the sneakiness of him can come in. Pace off in the restart zone. We're back. Green flag again. 3 to go. 2 to go this time by. Next time the leader crosses the line, it's a wrap. Tyler Hurd currently leading. Gibson in 2nd place. The pack is very tight and close now. Just make it through the corner is their goal. Make it to the line. Don't let any more cautions come out. They're going to do the exact thing. White flag is going to be out now. No more cautions as the one of Christian Rhodes goes off the track. 17 and Gibson spins out right in front of Picklesimmer. Guerrero and Hurt now going to be 1 and 2. Does Guerrero make the move on Hurt? 71 is. H trying to go get a win with some side draft there. 97 putting blocks on. He's going to end up wrecking himself. Does not do it. Guerrero could not pull it out. Tyler Hurt going to get the win here tonight. Guerrero going to get the win on the bracket. Fireworks going off in just the entrance of 3 there. As we officially have a winner. Tyler Hurt claims the victory here tonight. Guerrero in second place. Kilday finishes in third. Looking at the results from today's race, of course. 103 laps as we went into overtime. 15 green flag lead changes. 11 cautions for 33 laps in total. Your hard charger tonight was Trevor Yates with 19 plus positions gained on the night. Daniel Holloway led the most laps with 42. Trevor Yates with the fastest lap at 45.775. Of course, your pole position going to Guerrero. Now, of course, we will still hear from our top three, as always. I think they're setting up for a kill shot here. I don't know. Hart's still messing around with the car there. I don't know if they're doing an on-track photo op or what they're doing. Seems like an on-track photo op, to be honest. No, Presto Racing sweeps the race here as we are waiting for their drivers to get out of their cars and do their interviews. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to pull them up here, as nobody's in the waiting room. So we're just gonna do it old-fashioned. We're gonna start off with our third place finisher. Bringing our third place finisher, Adam Kildare. You got a copy there?
Yeah, I'm here. I was away from the computer for a bit.
Oh, there you go. Well, I would say pretty interesting race. A lot of cautions there. I believe 33 laps, it said, under pacing. 33 total laps of pacing here tonight. 11 cautions. Seemed to not get better until about that 50 lap mark, and then it kind of got right back to where it was in the beginning at the end. Progress bar almost identical, other than the last two cautions before the end of that first 50. How do you feel the race went here tonight from the first green flag?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it was definitely a lot of cautions for sure. I mean, NextGen at Daytona. I don't know what the mood was tonight, but yeah, it was definitely gloomy. Um, but my sim racing apps isn't working properly, but usually I could see the total caution count and all that. So I know you said we had 33 laps of cautions, but I don't know. I don't know how many cautions total it was tonight. Uh, but but yeah, it was off. But we had that one long green flag run, and I think it was what was it? Maybe 10 laps before the stage. We all had a good little battle there, and yeah, I don't know. It's like you couldn't really know if like the bottom was the preferred lane or the top was the preferred lane the way we were all running, but they seemed equal depending on who you had lined up in which lane and what teams were where. But yeah, it was definitely kind of like a lottery race. So you hope you make it through a wreck clean. Um, I know these cars are pretty prone to damage easily, especially when it comes to like wheel damage and stuff like that. Uh, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, of course, pretty good for you tonight. You know, starting in second, still finishing in that top five and third, just a position down. Teammates in front of you for a complete no Presta racing podium finish. How are you feeling about, not only your performance, but the team's performance?
Yeah, it was we kept getting separated from each other. I think a lot of the other teams were too. I know that last restart helped us out a bunch when that second lane uh, didn't really go anywhere. I was hoping that yellow didn't come out at that time, but yeah, me and Vince managed to make a surge on the bottom, get him up to the point to where he could start in the front row, and yeah, it was I'm not sure where everyone else was. I think Dwayne ended up getting caught up in that last wreck too. But he actually finished sixth here, so he got a good finish as well. Same with Shram. So we all, yeah, we all got a freaking top 10 here, which is pretty good. Half had a bad race. I know Ball, the championship contender there, was involved in some stuff pretty early on, which was unfortunate. I think the qualifying run he had, the wind picked up quite a bit on the back stretch, and it ended up starting him off in a pretty bad spot in the field. And that first wreck, he had a meatball, got junked out, had to use a fast repair, and I think the second go around, what were we doing? Maybe competing for track position to get a good stage finish. I think he ended up getting turned up into the wall, which totaled his car, and then he was out for the race. Uh, but yeah, it sucks. But I think at the end of the day, um, for like prior to the playoffs starting, we had 5 starts, give or take, and for one of us to come in and still get a playoff spot and make it through that last round of the playoffs is a huge accomplishment, I want to say. So it's like we're not coming out of this with nothing. I know with the bracket challenge now, I know Vince definitely beat Rodman there for that last final round of the bracket challenge, so Vince won that. But it was I'm glad that ended up working out. But we tried there at the end for the win for Vince too, and yeah, we couldn't really get around the 97. I guess looking back on replay, we kept getting back to him at the wrong times, and it would slow up our momentum and stuff like that. And yeah, but yeah, in the end of it all, we Vince got second, I got third, Sean fifth, and Dwayne sixth. So yeah, I'll take that at the end of the day. So we got one more race to go next week, so we'll see what we can do then for sure.
Of course, man, before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your night, you have any shout outs you want to give to anybody?
Yeah, we'll do shout out to everyone here at American Stock Car Racing League, admins and all them. Appreciate you putting on this, even letting us join halfway through the season, racing with you all. And do a shout out to the teammates here tonight. You definitely Vicente Guerrero, Josh Ball here, Dwayne Corbett, Adam Strom, and Daniel Half. We have a good time racing these on Mondays. So appreciate that as well. And then the broadcast here, T-Bone on Twitch, and Tyler Jones in your broadcast commentary, man. Time is greatly appreciated.
Well, of course, congrats on the top 3 finish here tonight. Hopefully, we can see another one out of you next week and have a good end to a season that has been pretty dominant for you guys so far.
Yeah, we gotta hope for Hail Mary next week, so we'll see. We'll all be here, hopefully, but I'm pretty sure. But yeah.
All right, man. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
You as well, man.
Was our 3rd place finisher of Adam Kilday. Now, of course, looking on to the next driver here, it's going to be the number 14 of Vincent Guerrero.
Yo.
What's up, man?
Going on?
Well, I mean, 11 cautions, 33 laps of pacing. Got a little tricky at the end, too. You were able to manage to stay out of those late wrecks there at the end, and because of that, Rodman had clear wiped himself out. Of course, 2 races for the bracket, but you are seated pretty high now going into next week. So first off, how do you feel about that?
Pretty good. Pretty good. We'll see what happens for the next round. I don't know. Was it a two race round?
Yeah.
For the last final shit. Yeah, so it'll be fun going into that last round. Just gotta be safe and keep a clean car, and we'll see what happens. Man, I just really wanted to win tonight, but Tyler did a hell of a job blocking mirror driving me. Congrats to him. Unfortunate for Rodman, man. Rodman I don't know exactly what happened to him there in the back, but see that he's 4 laps down. But yeah, at the end there, I just wanted to get a clean finish, and I thought he was in the playoffs, the guy that was pushing there. So, but I guess apparently he's not. He just had the P. I guess I got to take off the P there. But yeah, it was fun. It was a really good battle up front with all the boys. So good pushing from Adam too, my teammate. Adam, Schramm actually, I think. I don't know where he finished, but he was helping out too. I think he might have finished the top 5. So, oh no, man, it's just tough luck for Ball. I don't know what it's gonna take for him to pull out the championship, but he's probably done for the season there, finishing almost dead last. So just unfortunate for him. And I just really wanted to get the win for him tonight and have something for him to cheer on.
Of course, you qualified pole, kind of stayed around there, went to the back, made your way back up to the front, finished just a position behind where you started off in the pits tonight on grid. Do you feel like there was anything that could have been done differently before those last few cautions that maybe could have had you in that lead position, mirror driving, Hurt or anybody else?
Not really. I mean, I just you know, didn't want to wreck out for sure. Just wanted to get a good clean finish. I don't think there's anything else we could have done here. But all in all, I'm happy with how I finished on the podium, just one spot short. I wanted to get maybe not how many wins I got this season, but I wanted to at least maybe tie or get close to Ball.
Of course, it been one hell of a season for you guys so far. Unfortunately, with Ball retiring early tonight, might be a little difficult for you to see that championship this season. If he can, if there is still some type of way for him to be able to win this championship next week, are you guys going to put all team efforts into trying to keep, a little bit of a bubble around him?
Yeah, I mean, if there's a way, we'll see what we could do. Hopefully, maybe max out points, and we're asking a lot and not to get any points for the playoff drivers, but we'll see what happens. But just it's it's gonna be a tough one, I tell you that. I mean, if he would have finished maybe top 10 tonight and maybe got a couple of stage points and would have had maybe a shot for it, but we'll talk it over with him and see what his plans are, what he's thinking, because he's the one in the championship run, so it's whatever he wants to do.
Of course, man, before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your night here, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Tyler, I want to thank you for broadcasting. I can't wait to watch this one back. It was probably pretty interesting there. But yeah, I want to thank you. I want to thank American Stock Car Racing, all their admins, and, all the drivers that participated here, and I also want to thank my team, Nupresta Esports, my wife for letting me do what I do here, and also my folks out in Arizona.
Well, of course, man, congrats on the top 3 finish tonight. Not what you most likely wanted, seeing one of your drivers go out early on and finish all the way back in 22nd, but still pretty honorable fight for the rest of the team. And just congrats on having a team this performative and being able to take this into next season as well.
Appreciate it, Tyler. Thank you.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
You too.
Of course, that was the 14, your second place finisher of Guerrero. Now moving on to the man that actually got the win tonight after a crazy battle there. That is going to be the number 97 of Tyler Hurt.
Who?
You.
I don't know. I didn't hear anything initially.
Oh, no, I was just bringing you in, getting you ready. So of course, congrats, first win of the season. For
Thank you.
it's been been a long winless road for you up until this point in time,
Mm-hmm.
and you got a lot of laps a lot of laps down in the season so far. 1,250 laps before I think tonight still not fully updated on points yet, I do believe. So as of right now, 1,250 laps ran, finally claiming the first win. Not in that eligible for spot right now, but still, how does it feel actually being able to claim that victory?
Uh, it feels nice, but unfortunately, like you said, I mean, it's not futile because a win's a win, but unfortunately eliminated last week due to technical issue, so I was not able to stay in the hunt. Wasn't even able to race. It's the only race I missed all season was last week.
Now, of course, something I didn't ask the others is I was trying to save the most informative questions for you. Next gens really didn't touch it much this season. A lot of people don't like the cars in general, so they don't run them in officials. How did you feel in the car tonight?
Tonight, the car felt different than it has in the past. The side draft was not as strong as it used to be. You could get alongside, but you wouldn't hold a whole line up, which is why you didn't really see like the outside form or like the one train along the wall. But it felt more nimble almost, which helped a lot. Weirdly for a super speedway.
Now, of course, starting in 11th place, really able to work your way up through a lot of wrecks that happened and claimed that first spot for the last two restarts. Of course, starting outside with Daniel Holloway to start off with, that probably had to shake your nerves a little bit, praying that that low line didn't dissolve and the high line got the run. And then, of course, having to re-rack again with Guerrero. How are you feeling about your odds for those last two restarts?
So at least for definitely the first restart and the second restart, it was more about Dalton and Holloway. I mean, they're both my teammates. They're both in the final four. If they have the opportunity to get the points, then they might as well take it. The or the second restart, the final one, the goal was actually to bring Dalton with me, but he didn't quite get there. Um, and so I was hoping that maybe he would be able to take the outside and get by me, but then the outside dissolved as soon as I took the bottom. And from then on, it's like, okay, I just got to go win this thing now. But yeah, the goal tonight was them. Unfortunately, we didn't have Todd. He has a family issue, and I'm thinking of them. And then Russ had a weird iRacing glitch where he towed and it didn't take him. So really, it was the three of us and me just trying to help them. And I mean, me and Dalton were damaged most of the race, but I think they had a good stage finish, I believe. And I believe Holloway, I mean, they both, I think, are 1 and 2 in points now. I think. I'm not off the top of my head, but I think a good night overall team wise. But yeah.
Now, of course, pretty big curveball coming into next week is it is team and champ choice. We're not going to know the track or the car unless it already has been confirmed. How are
I
you
can neither
feeling?
confirm or deny.
Right. So, how do you feel
As the
about
person a
going?
part of this team. So, well,
Oh, yeah. How are
um,
you honestly feeling about, moving into next week, not knowing what we're driving or where we're going?
um, I mean, what I kind of alluded to, it's like I have an idea of what maybe Holloway wants to because I think he's regular season champion or whatever, and
Yeah.
then of course team gets the pick, but um, so I have a general idea of what they want, which I guess helps a little, but I mean it's always going to be a toss up. It's super speedway racing, and the cars that used to be the good ones don't cooperate like the Xfinity. I mean, there's trucks, which is probably the most balanced car. Then there's this one, which is somehow gotten better, at least for me personally. And then Gen 4s, which are a nightmare. And so and I guess there's also Gen 6. But I mean, it's pretty much all over the place. They all drive differently enough where it's like there's a car where I'm best and a car where I'm not, even though it is just driving in a circle flat out. So, yeah, but I mean, the unknown of it's kind of the fun of it, but I think that either way will probably run well.
Now, of course, man, before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your night, do you have any shout outs you want to give to anybody?
Uh, Shout out to the team, so Dalton, Holloway, Russ, Todd, thinking of Todd and his family. Um, Off the top of my head, no. Other than actually, I'll think Guerrero. That was a pretty fun finish, so we'll do that.
Well, of course, man, congrats on the win here tonight. First win officially in the books for you. It came late, but hey, look, it's good to at least have one before the season finishes. So, of course, congrats to you, man. You could knock it off the list this season and be able to go a little bit better into next season, knowing you have the opportunity to come back and win again. So we are going to be watching you next week, depending on what track we're in. Could be the same track. We don't know yet. Could be the same cars. I highly doubt that. But we are definitely going to keep eyes on you next week, see if you can bring that same momentum back.
Yep.
All right, man. You have a good one.
Yep. See.
That was our race winner there. The 97 of Tyler Hurt. Going back one more time, showing you the results here tonight. Tyler Hurt takes first place. Guerrero takes second. Gilday getting third. Of course, 103 laps as we went into overtime. 15 green flag lead changes for 12 different leaders at one point in time and all throughout this entire race. 11 cautions, 33 total laps. 19 positions up on the night was Trevor Yates. 42 laps led for Holloway with the most. Fastest lap goes back to Trevor Yates. And of course, your pole position tonight was starting. Starting with that 14 of Guerrero. Now, of course, everybody, we would like to thank you guys for tuning in here tonight for the Asphalt Racing Network as we presented the American Stock Car Racing League first round of 4 race. We will be back next week with the final race in the season for these drivers. Who will take the championship spot and who will take the championship on the bracket is now going to be the biggest question. Of course, we hope you guys enjoyed yourselves tonight. You enjoy the broadcast, and we hopefully will see you next week. If not, we hope to see you somewhere else. Of course, as always, we are going to leave you with the white flag lap, where Tyler Hurt has solidified his first win of the season.